Brothers and sisters, welcome to my daily diary segment. Pro-life leader Frank Pavone here. I want to tell you what I did each day from Saturday the 14th of September through Tuesday the 17th, 2024. Okay, so Saturday the 14th, here at my office early in the morning at my desk, dealing with emails and issues and paperwork like the prayer event for September 22nd, national prayer event that we're doing for the defeat of the extreme abortion ballot measures, broadcast scheduling updates, some communications about the cause of canonization of Father Benedict Groeschel, one of my mentors. Some activity is starting to take place in regard to that. The man certainly was a saint and is a saint. The ballot measure videos that we're doing to fight these measures in 10 states on abortion. The Nucleus diagrams. Nucleus is a medical media company that produces medical diagrams, including of the abortion procedure. We have contractual agreements with them, and we were working on the renewal of that contract, as well as the Priest for Life annual report for last year, getting that out to certain key people. Worked on all these things at my desk. At 10 o'clock, I came into the studio to do the live scripture reflection broadcast. Did some more work at my desk, and then in the late morning, got into the car and drove to Miami. So about a 3-hour drive. I made some phone calls on the way, listened to some podcasts, and did some praying, reflecting, and thinking. Got to Miami, checked into the hotel, did a little bit more work, checked in with my staff again, did more work on emails, and then attended the Heartbeat of Miami Gala. Now, this is a cluster of 5 pregnancy centers in the Miami area, and I have helped them from the very inception of their work many years ago, and was there at the banquet gala, not just to participate, but also to say some remarks and to give the final prayer, which was the election prayer that you've heard me promote and find at electionprayer.com. So that concluded the evening. Saturday night, obviously networking with all the people, most of whom knew me. And then Sunday the 15th, early in the morning, got into the car and drove back to my Titusville office, again, listening to podcasts, having breakfast in the car as I was driving, a breakfast sandwich, and listening to podcasts, as I may have said. So we got up to the Titusville office in time for me to open up the office, do some work at my desk. Some of the issues I dealt with on Sunday via email, again, the Nucleus medical diagram contract, upcoming invitations for trips. Our travel coordinator was also working for a few hours that morning, and so I connected with him. Interviews of pro-life leaders, upcoming trip details, and legal initiatives going on the offensive legally. Priest for Life is involved in a number of pro-life cases as friend of the court and other ways that we're promoting and helping to push back against pro-abortion policies on the federal, state, and local level. 10 o'clock, again, I had the live scripture broadcast, so I was here in the studio on Sunday morning, the 15th, doing that. After that, I did a little more taping to do, as well as desk work. And then at 10 minutes before 2, I had a live interview on Newsmax, so I took care of doing that. And then went over down to the street to one of my favorite restaurants for a late lunch. Came back to the office, and I was pretty tired in the later afternoon, being Sunday. A little bit of extra time for prayer and rest, and some light work the rest of the day, but went to bed early. Monday the 16th, dealing at my desk early with things like the following: work for upcoming trips, video work, that is planning the taping of various video spots and programs. More work again on being a friend of the court in some of these pro-life cases that are going on. Parish faxes, approved a fax message to go out to all the churches. We send those out regularly. Early voting emails. Email blasts, approving the emails that go out to our full list. And also doing a little bit of work in relation to the promotion of our Priest for Life essay contest, which we have announced. At 8:45 in the morning, after the initial staff briefing and speaking to them about tasks for the day, I went into the studio here and did a live broadcast on Real America's Voice. Subsequent to that, meetings with various staff to get the work of the day underway. Came in here to the studio to do a live broadcast. Actually did also, let's see, when did I do this? Okay, yeah. Live broadcast at 10 a.m. And then we brought on Brian Kemper, our Director of Youth Outreach, at 10:15 onto that live broadcast so that we could talk about the essay contest. And then did some work at my desk. At 11 o'clock, had a meeting with several of our team members, including our executive director, for what we call a building walk around every once in a while. We take a walk around our main headquarters to see what things might need attention in terms of the arrangement of things, security, safety, building tasks, etc. And then we hand off those tasks to the appropriate staff. Did a quick lunch and then a 1 o'clock p.m. taping of our Praying for America program. Right after that, a meeting with our executive director in terms of the upcoming pro-life leadership meeting, the 115 Forum. And right after that, a meeting with our communications director at 2 o'clock in regard to the various opinion pieces and articles that we send out to different publications. We keep on top of the planning for that. At 2:30, I had a meeting with one of our executives, Mark, to speak about some items for him to take care of. At 3 o'clock, had a meeting on the phone with a state senator from North Dakota. We were talking about pro-life legislation and helping to defend that pro-life legislation. And then in the later afternoon, I got end-of-day updates from staff. And let's see, did I talk about these things here? Yes, the different things we talked about that took care of by email. So quiet work the rest of the day at my desk. I went to bed again early on the Monday night, the 16th. Tuesday, the 17th, here in the office early, did the morning staff briefing, things at my computer, the upcoming pro-life leadership meeting, the communications about North Dakota defending their pro-life laws, work for other states in terms of the ballot initiatives. We're all in communication with the leaders, giving approvals and edits for email blasts and for opinion pieces that are going out from Priests for Life. More work finalizing our annual report dissemination to different key leaders, and then also talking with staff about engaging our texting service where people can receive texts from us. Staff briefing, 9:30 meeting with our executive, Mark, and doing some planning and some tasks with him. 10 o'clock here in the studio for the live scripture broadcast. 10:30, a meeting between our social media executive director and our contact over at Rumble, a great free speech platform that I'm sure many of you are familiar with. So we're getting more involved with Rumble. We had a conversation about that. At 11 a.m., I went into a radio show, a live program with Divine Mercy Radio here in Florida for an hour, talking about this Amendment 4, the pro-abortion ballot measure in Florida this fall. Finished that interview, got some lunch, had some phone calls during lunch, work at my desk, and then at 1 o'clock back in the studio for a taping with our pro-life legal expert and friend, Alan Parker of the Justice Foundation. Did a good conversation with him. That'll be used in our series about these ballot measures. Continued work at my desk the rest of the afternoon and interacting with staff. And had some dinner here at the office, and then some quiet evening work until at 9 o'clock, I went back into the studio, and together with Father Dennis Wild, one of our full-time priests on the other end, we brought him in remotely in the studio so that we could have a 1-hour broadcast. It actually went for about an hour and 15 minutes, called the Good Shepherd Seminar. This is our monthly clergy training and talking about how to encourage the clergy to deal with the abortion issue more effectively. So that went until about 10:15 p.m. And then I went back into my office for a little bit, and then I was ready for bed. So those were my activities from the 14th to the 17th of September 2024. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to these broadcasts, which show you how we are responding to the different needs of the movement, and is a form of transparency, accountability. All our leaders should be accountable for how they spend their time, because time is the most precious resource you have. And if you support this work, we want you to know how we're carrying out and building on that support. So thanks very